What is up, 7th grade? This is lesson 26, and our objective is how do you multiply and divide mixed numbers? Well, let's just recall real quick what a mixed number is. A mixed number is the one that has a whole part and a fractional part. And so, in order to multiply and divide these, we must first change them into improper fractions, and then we can apply what we've learned in the last two lessons on multiplying and dividing fractions to this. So just remember real quick how to change them from mixed number into improper fractions. Remember, improper fractions are where the top number is bigger than the bottom number. So to change these, you take this bottom number and you multiply it by the 4. So you can think each one of these wholes is going to have that many pieces in it. So I'm going to say 4 times 5, so I'm saying this times that, and then I'm going to add the 3, and that's going to go on top. So 4 times 5 is 20, plus 3 is going to be 23, that goes on the top, and the bottom is going to stay the same with 5. Alright, so let's look at example 1. It says Sergio used 3 lengths of ribbon, 2.5 feet long, to wrap packages. How many feet of ribbon did he use? So remember, we have 3 and that 2.5. So what I want to do is I want to say 3 times 2.5. Well, what I want to do is I want to change both of these, or all of these, into improper fractions. So 3 will be the same thing as 3 over 1, because remember, a number divided by 1 is still itself. And then times this, I'm going to say 2 times 2 plus 1, so it's 4 plus 1 is 5, 5 over 2. Now we can apply the rules of multiplying fractions. So multiply the top, 3 times 5 is 15. Multiply the bottom, 1 times 2 is 2. And then I just want to change this back into a mixed number. So 15 divided by 2, it goes into that 7 times, and I get 14 with a remainder of 1. So then this is going to be 7 and 1/2. Just real quick here, remember your remainder goes on top. The whole number comes here, and then what you divided by goes on the bottom. That's how you get from your division over here back into a mixed number. So let's try a couple more. First, we're going to convert these into improper fractions. So 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 more is 11. So 11 over 3. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 more is 3. So 3 over 2. I'm going to remember that I can reduce before I multiply. 3 goes into 3 one time, and 3 goes into 3 one time. So that means I'm going to have 11 times 1 on the top, which is 11, and 1 times 2 on the bottom, which is 2. 11 divided by 2 goes into that 5 times. Subtract and get a remainder of 1. So then this is going to be 5 and 1/2. Alright, for part B, remember that square just simply means 1.5 times 1.5. So I'm going to change both of these into improper fractions. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 more is 3. So this is 3 over 2 times 3 over 2. So it's going to be 9 over 4. 4 goes into 9 2 times, with a remainder of 1. So the answer for this one's going to be 2 and 1/4. Now, example 5, and another one I added on here from your practice set, is with division. So still same principles. We're going to convert these into improper fractions, and then remember we'll have to apply the rule that we learned in lesson 25 about multiplying by the reciprocal. So Here we go. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 more is 10, so this is going to be 10 divided by 3, or 10 thirds. Divided by 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 more is 5 halves. So this is going to be the same thing as saying 10 thirds multiplied by 2 fifths. I can reduce. 5 goes into 5 one time, 5 goes into 10 two times. So on the top, 2 times 2 is 4. On the bottom, 3 times 1 is 3. That's going to be 1 and 1/3. Because 3 fits into 4 one time with a remainder of 1. And then here, this one again from your practice set, which is part of your homework. This is 5. So converting this, it's going to be like saying 5 over 1 divided by 2/3 is going to be like saying 5 over 1 times 3 over 2. Nothing to reduce down, so on top is going to be 5 times 3, 15. On the bottom, 1 times 2, which is 2. 2 goes into 15 7 times with a remainder of 1. So the answer is going to be 7 1/2. Your homework is here on page 185. You can do the practice set, which I did one of them for you, all the 26s, and then 5 more of your choice.